Okay, this is going to be a Generation 4 Glock 19 extraction test. I have the Generation 4 Glock 19 with the 03 spring configuration right here. We currently have the stock Glock 9mm extractor installed. I have also purchased recently a Lone Wolf Distributors extractor, also 9mm obviously. What I've noticed since purchasing this gun, although I haven't had any failures as far as ejections or feeds go, I have noticed an erratic ejection pattern. So I'm going to see if that Lone Wolf Distributor extractor actually helps out with the problem at all. What I'm going to do is fire 3 magazines of your 115 grain Winchester white box, which seems to be one of the big culprits for all the malfunctions that the Gen 4s are experiencing. So we'll do 3 magazines of that. I'll then do a magazine of some 147 grain Winchester Super X, which is a little bit more stout of a round, and see if we notice any difference between the ejection pattern of the 115 grain and the 147 grain. I'll then switch over to the Lone Wolf Distributor extractor, run the exact same test, and we'll see what we come up with. This is not going to be an accuracy shoot or a scientific experiment by any means. I'm going to be as consistent as I can try to be, and hopefully we can get some sort of resolution through this problem and see if the extractor is in fact the issue. So we're going to start with some 115 grain Winchester white box. Second magazine, Winchester white box. As you saw, I did take a casing to the face on that one. Third magazine, Winchester white box, 115 grain. And we did get at least one casing eject to the left on that magazine. Now this is the 147 grain Winchester Super X. That was the stock extractor. Okay, we're back. Same Gen 4 Glock 19. I've switched out the extractor to the Lone Wolf Distributor 9mm extractor. Same 4 magazines that we're going to be using. 3 will be the Winchester white box 115 grain. 1 magazine will be the 147 grain Winchester Super X. One thing that I will note, that stock extractor has approximately 3,000 rounds through it in this gun. The Lone Wolf Distributor, these will be the very first rounds being fired using that extractor. So I'll be curious to see if there's any difference and then review the tapes and see how the extraction and ejection patterns look on film and try to reach some conclusions from there. So here we go. We're going to start with the 115 grain Winchester USA white box. I did notice again a casing ejected to the left on that magazine. Second magazine, Winchester white box. Third magazine, Winchester white box, 115 grain. Again, notice an ejection to the left. This will be the 147 grain Winchester Super X. There you have it. We'll go take a look at the tape, see what we see. My first impressions, I don't notice much difference. I can still see the casings ejecting radically. I don't know how much of a difference that extractor made. We'll take a look at it third person and try to make a decision from there. I would be curious to try this test again with an 04 spring. Still waiting on one from Glock just to have one and try it out and see if we get any different results. Thanks for watching.